Last, I wouldn't have taken that trade. That's not even a good trade right there. That's not even a good trade. That's not even a good trade. Well, yeah, that's not even a good trade. Just a random bullishness. You just never know, man. You just never know. It's just easier just to trade with the trend until it ends. Trade with the trend until it ends. Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? Honestly, I thought that gold would reject at 420. I mean, I guess it kind of did reject at 420. I thought that the market was going to reject that 420 evenly. Damn, dude, gold is just going crazy. Man, I wasn't able to find an opportunity to get into this damn thing. I wish I would have found something, but so the ranges that we looked for yesterday, the ranges that we looked for yesterday, we caught the top and we caught the bottom. And so I'm very proud of that analysis. Very proud to have been able to identify the session high and the session low. If you took any of these trades today, you should be a happy person. I think I'm gonna probably start doing this like during the week because shit, why not? It's not like the market does anything overnight anyway. God damn, gold, calm down. God damn. Mm. Damn, gold is just going crazy right now. Mm. Mm. All right. So did this hit? You know what's crazy is that this level hit on the NQ, but the MNQ missed this entry by a tick. Literally by a tick, it missed this entry. But we got the rejection. Shoot. So from 275, the market. Ooh, shit. This is the sim. I forgot about this. I didn't take profits on this trade when I was in the sim, and it. Yeah. So this is the sim right now. But anyway. So from 270. So 291 points. So 291 points. On one contract, that would have been $520. That was a win. And that was a break of structure to the downside. Okay, so the next area of resistance, that didn't hit. So it never tested. It never tested. So this got ran through. This entry right here got ran through. So what, 95? Yeah, so a range between 95 and 75. It ran through this range. It went to 55. We got to bounce back up to 125. And I was kind of looking for 155. So if it ran through this range, I was looking for 55. And you can see that it hit 55 perfectly, but it only pulled back into an area of resistance. We didn't get a reversal. We got just like a small bounce back into resistance before it continued on. So unfortunately, this was a loss. This was a loss. So this was a break. Minus 27, minus 40. And so this was a loss. This was a break of structure to the downside. And then the last level was a range looking for 975. Or, well, I got this mixed up. 995 and 975. And this got hit. This was actually the low of the day, or around the low of the day today. Yeah, so the low of the day was 985 with an entry at 995. The market traded about. Hey, yo, what's up, Tony? Just going over yesterday's levels. And I'm gonna start doing that at the start of the stream, just going over the levels that we're watching out for. And I think I'm gonna just start doing that because I think that kind of showcases the NA meeting. So I definitely don't talk about it as much as I should talk about it. And to add insult to injury, The Nasdaq literally pushes back up. I mean, not to 995 or 2595, but 2592. And that was a net 97-point bounce. So there was a bounce there. It gained 97 points. Well, so that was a win. And what would you call that? So that was a two-legged pullback into resistance here. You can see that here's the area of resistance right there. The market broke structure to the downside. We got a two-legged, actually. So this is the range right here. We got the break of structure to the downside. We got the two-legged pullback into resistance. And then we got the drop. So this was basically a retest trade for the bears. And now we're starting to see price potentially breaking out of this range right now. Potentially. We're going to probably see this breakout. I don't think the bears are going to hold this range. We're going to probably see a move back up to 215. And we'll talk about why I think that. So this was a two-legged pullback into resistance. Two-legged pullback into resistance. So let's probably put no trade. Uh, I gotta start taking better care of this document. I mean, this is a living document, and I don't take no care of this damn thing. I'm gonna start doing that. Taking better care of this thing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we're probably going to see a pullback all the way to 215, and we'll talk about that. So yesterday we had 2 wins, 1 loss. So from top to bottom, I think that's how I'm going to start doing. I think that's how I'm going to start doing it moving forward. What I was doing previously was kind of implementing my strategy because y'all guys know I have big targets. And if it hits my targets, or if it hits like my last final or if it would hit my target, that's how I would add this. But moving forward, what I'm going to do is actually just put the full move between the entry and however far it goes. So the idea is from at least the entry until it rejects and reverses. The idea will be from the entry to the top. There was 291 points. You could have caught any of that from the entry. From top to bottom was 97 points. And we're going to put how much money it would be. Because y'all guys know I go for, I think my biggest target, actually, I think my biggest target is 369 divided. My biggest target is a 92 point target. 92 points. 92 points. So, moving forward, That's how I'm actually going to do it. Mm, mm. No, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna put the full move here. I'm just gonna put the full move here and just put the yeah, I'll just do it that way. I mean, just to keep it simple. And just to keep it simple, I'm just gonna do it that way. Okay, so let me make sure. Okay, so I was like, I know I did it that way. Okay. There's really no excuse for it, really. Okay. All right. So today's NA meeting, we're looking for price to go and retest 215 to 235. So that's a range between 215 and 235. And if the bears fail at this level, then I'm looking for a range between 225 and 315. For a pullback, I don't think the market is going to pull back too far. I don't think it's going to. I think the market is going to probably pull back between 975 and maybe 955, maybe 935 as a last resort, but I don't think the market is going to pull back too far because if the bulls lose this level, then our next level of support is all the way down at 895. 895 to about 24875. Well, I don't know, Cave Trader. We all know that the Fed is not a part of the government, but we're supposed to have the Fed the minutes being released tomorrow. If it wasn't so late at night, I would actually take this trade on gold. So because I'm not going to take this trade, this looks like a short, so I'm gonna take it. This looks like a short. Actually, let me actually no. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. This does look like it's going to roll over, but I'm no longer going to take trades like that. I have to condition myself to be patient and wait for the setup. It looks like a short. It really does. The reason why I think it's a short is because we're seeing the mark. We're starting to see the EMAs flatten out. Actually, y'all guys probably can't see that. We're starting to see the EMAs flatten out. We're starting to see the bulls kind of fail and prices currently under the short-term EMA, kind of struggling at the medium term. We could see a pullback to the long-term EMA here. So here is rejecting at the short-term EMA. The bulls are trying at the medium term, but I think we could potentially see the market pull back to at least a long-term EMA right here. But, I don't want to get, I have to condition myself to stop taking trades like these because the better trade is always the trade outside. I mean, once we get a breaker structure, once the confirmation is in, Trades like this is a stress-free trade. You got your break, your pullback, you got your break, and this is kind of what I'm looking for that move to do. You got your break, and this is the money trade right here, the pullback trade, stress-free, straight down. When I sat in front of my desk and I saw this setup, I was like, man, every time when I'm not in front of my desk, this happens. Like a clean setup happens. Even though it kind of actually, it didn't even take that long for this to work. But anyway, so the reason why I'm looking for 215 to about 235 is because I'm looking for the market to reject at the orb low. The orb low is at, I think, 213. So 215 to about 235, which is kind of right here, right there in the middle. I do expect for the bears to come back in and sell that retest of the orb low. Now, I don't believe that the market you'll see a reversal. I'm looking more for a rejection from this area. That's what I'll be looking for, a rejection. And I think we'll get a decent sized rejection. I believe that we could potentially see a rejection back into this range right here. But we'll see what happens. So this is the area I'm looking for. And if the market breaks out above that, then I'm looking for $295 to about $315. I mean, if you got this big drop, I know this is the Nasdaq. I know she's capable of a lot, but I would find it hard to believe that if we get above these highs, that we won't see some form of rejection. There was enough sellers here. There was enough sellers here to knock this market down about 291 points. So a retest of this area right here, either we're going to see a massive stop run or we're going to see a rejection. So these are the two areas that I'm going to be keeping my eyes on going into tomorrow's session. So, and that's for the long side. So for the short side, I think I already talked about the short side. So, all right. So we'll keep an eye on these areas tomorrow. We'll document this, and yeah, we'll move forward with it. The documentation is now my favorite part of trading, just documenting what happens and just being able to go back and look at the results. And this is great evidence. So if you begin to do something similar like this will be great evidence to yourself of how good of a trader you are, or areas that you need to improve, because when you're in an emotional state, logic is completely out the window. Being able to document things as they happen and be able to come back and review the results, it kind of gives you clarity on how to move forward. So I would highly recommend doing something similar to this. And don't fall for the trap of having an automated journal that does all this work for you. There's a reason why positions that hold the highest power all require you to document what's going on. The mind, which is your mind and your hands, this is how we learn. This is how you program yourself, by writing, documenting, executing and doing and reading. A mind that does not read um, is an empty mind. So when the professionals tell you the truth in plain sight, they tell you all the same thing. They journal, journal, journal. They document, document, document. It's for a reason. It's how your mind learns. It's how your minds pick up patterns. It's very important to document. Very important. But anyway. Oh crap, almost forgot. Almost forgot. Oh yeah. Like I wonder why I did that. I was like, why did I move this down here? Okay. All right. So today was obviously a bearish trend today, obviously. I don't think anyone can argue with that. So the session started off with 153 points to the upside. And it was 291 points to the downside. And then we saw a 108 point bounce going into the close. Okay. Mm. I have to probably go. Well, probably. I'm going to have to go back and clean up some of these. Clean this up a little bit and fill in these missing columns. Ah, Well, actually, I guess I can, but I really don't want to. I'll just keep up with it moving forward. I can go back and fill in this data right here and fill in this data from August. Well, maybe I would have to actually. Yeah, I'll just go back and fill in this data from September. Yeah, I'll just do that. Cave Trader, to answer your question, I did have TradeZilla previously, but uh, first, I don't care for the price tag. I really don't. Yeah, and unfortunately, I guess you would have to use it because if you're only trading Apex, Apex is the only one that doesn't have a calendar like that, and it's all pretty. But all the other prop firms offer a very similar product to TradeZilla, very similar. Um, You know what, K Trader? I'm kind of on the fence with that one. I know because you are a data person or you really appreciate the data side of trading. I think TradeZilla will probably be a really great fit for you personally. Me, on the other hand, I don't particularly care about performance. I was never, or I don't care about like the win percentages or stuff like that. My only focus when I trade is, did I make enough money to move forward? If that makes sense. Did I make maximum daily profit or not? That's the only thing I care about. I feel that the way that these prop firms, you got to at least trade 5 days for a payout. I try not to look at the stats because I don't want to. I guess I don't want to overwhelm myself with information. I don't want to keep telling myself, like, okay, I got 2 more days to go. I got 3 more days to go. I got 4 more days to go. If I could just focus on coming in every day and doing the same thing without really thinking about it, it's easier for me. I don't care to look at the stats, and I don't look at my stats over the weekend either. Uh, what I'm what I spend most of my time, or at least the data that I look at over the weekend, is the setups that I didn't take. That's what I'm looking at over the weekend. That's the only. I might probably start tracking that data too. The setups that I didn't take because I didn't trust it. Instead of trusting the charts, I listened to my heart, and you just see the market break out, pull back, and then go higher. I mean, this setup is so consistent. It's crazy that I will look at this setup and say, let me wait, let me think about it, blah 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 blah, and then try to fight and try to force my way into it after it's made about a 20 or a 50 plus point move to the up or downside. After my setup, I could have got in at the lows, but I didn't trust it, even though this is my setup, and it goes without me. So that's kind of what I spend my weekend doing, kind of reinforcing my strategy. And it's a simple one: break and retest. That's it. It's not rocket science or nothing. And it works, and it continues to work. My concern is maybe it won't work this time. That's my concern. Maybe it won't work this time. And I feel like I feel like I have to find another strategy before they change it. Um, I mean, that's the one thing about trading that I don't care for. I don't I don't care for I don't care for the idea that I can't control the market. I hate that. I hate that. Well, 9:35. No, that's not it. I don't have a I don't lose often. I don't lose often. And when I do lose, I have a follow-up trade that usually make the money that I lost back. This morning I took what 3 losses. I didn't revenge trade. I went to gold and I got all that money back plus. So I'm getting better at losing. But I don't track it because I feel like it's just too much. It's too much of a, I guess it's just too much to think about. I just prefer just to come in and trade and be surprised, like, oh shit, I'm up like $10,000. Just focus on the process. Well, I guess good thing that I didn't take that short trade on gold because this shit is still going. This thing is still going. This thing is still going. Well, it really depends on. Hold on. It really depends. My follow-up trades are not random trades. They are planned trades. And I'm trading in areas of lower support or higher resistance. Like, especially with gold. Gold is really notorious if like this short right here. So I would have lost. So I would have lost this trade. Actually, no, I wouldn't have. Actually, let me look at this. The high that was 10. Okay, so I wouldn't have lost this trade actually. This would have been a winning trade right here. Well, let me make sure. Oof. Well, it really depends. It really depends. No, this would have been a winning trade. Okay, never mind. This would have been a winning trade. This would have been a winning trade right here. But let's just say that this trade wasn't a winning trade and I got caught up in this move right here. This follow-up trade right here would have got my, well, would have got my money back? 20. Yeah, this would have got my money back. Yeah, it would have. Yeah, I would have got my money back in this trade. I would have gotten my money back in this trade. So I always have a one trade and a follow-up trade planned with gold. That shit would have been so close. And you already know that you would have. Yeah, actually, that follow-up trade would have been a losing trade. It would have just missed me too. No, yeah, I don't really dollar cost average anymore. usually just like to take one trade now. Before, I would dollar cost average every trade. And it got to the point where it didn't even make sense because I would dollar cost. I mean, the way I did it, as foolish as it was, if I got in right here, I would have got in right there. I would have got in right there. I mean, basically, that's the same trade. I'm wasting all my bullets in this small little range instead of strategically doing it like this. And depending on if you're using micros or if your account is big enough to handle this with minis, uh, as the market goes in, a lot of professional traders actually trade this way, or at least this is how they teach how to trade. It's to start off with potentially, I don't know, like what, 2 or 3 micro contracts right here, add on 4, add on 6, and what would that be? So 6 be 12 micros. Or if you just want to trade 10 micros, you would just break it up, probably like what, 2 right there, 2, 2, 6, 4, 4. How would you want to break that up? So 4. I start with 2, 6. 2, 2, 6. Because you would have to start off with at least a decent sized position. Obviously, you have 8 left. So yeah, maybe like 2, 4, 4. So you can have 10 micro contracts as the market fills your orders, and then your average entry comes into what, striking distance. And once it fills all these orders, the hope, or at least the idea, would be that with your average entry so low, once the market begins to move in your favor, you start to make money. And that's what a lot of professional traders teach their students. Me personally, I do not want to trade that way. I feel that this would be taking the easy way out. What do you actually learn trading this way? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just my opinion is just that I want to learn how to trade. I want to understand why things are working and why they're not working. And if I just put limits in an area and just wait for them to get filled, well, I like to have my sniper entries. I really enjoy sniper entries. It just really showcases my analysis, and I enjoy that. But like I said, other people don't care about that. So, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just personal opinion, really. That is true, Cave Trader. That's true. Mm. But my goal is to push it to the next level. push it to the next level. Let's normalize 5K, 10K days on this string. But obviously, we're not going to do that trading small size. But we can definitely that's why I'm going to wait until the Apex accounts rebuild, and I'm going to trade those accounts with heavier size, but the same way that I trade using smaller size. And it's going to be those accounts specifically for those purposes. Specifically. Hey, what's up, Alfred? You know what, Alfred? I just thought about you too. Because I was kind of thinking about what you said this morning. And boy, it's definitely challenging. Flip-flopping between micros and minis. I mean, I'm kind of dead set with micros, but man, I want to start making some money again. I want to start making money again. It's been a while since I've had a 5K day. But obviously, you know, those 5K days, 10K days, that requires me to put on a lot of risk, you know, or hold on to my risk a lot longer to capture, you know, the overall the overall trend. It just requires a lot of risk. So it's like, well, trying to find that Goldilocks zone with the amount of risk put on. Oh yeah, because I sent actually let me show y'all the trade that actually got all the money back with gold. And this is one of the trades that I'm talking about. It's like I had a lot of risk on. Oh, this actually wasn't the trade. That actually was not the trade. And this is what I'm talking about. It was this trade right here. And this is a trade that got all my money back on gold. This was the trade. But look how much I had to hold this position. This was a lot of risk. So it's either, if I'm going to trade this size, then that means I have to hold for a target that could potentially not even get hit. And it could potentially come all the way back to my break even. And all this profit would have been gone. Obviously, the market hit my target and then some. But this is what I'm talking about, like with the risk. So it's trying to find that Goldilocks zone. Yeah, 7 micro contracts is a sweet spot. You're not going to lose too much, but you're not going to make too much either. I mean, with this strategy, I only lose $300 and I make $6. But as you can see, I had to hold this thing for like what, 20 some points. So yeah, this is the trade I got all my money back. Just glad I took it. Anyway. But looking back, look how much the market just continued to go higher. Gold is just the gift that just keeps on giving. I swear it is. Man, shit. Well, like I said, eventually I'll probably try out trade day. Eventually I'll try out trade day. I probably should trade day and get The next time Trade Day does like a deal or something, I'll get 3 accounts and copy trade those accounts. The next time they do a deal, I'll just get 3 of them, and we'll just copy trade it with Trade Day X. Gold, gold, gold. Gold, 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 gold. Just keep on trucking, Cave Trader. You'll get there. You'll get there, man. Don't fall victim to pre-payout fever. Don't fall victim to it. Payout fever. I'm gonna test that out. Once that don't pull back, I'm gonna flip it. Yeah, that's just too confusing because it's not consistent. Unless I find something. Hmm. Well, technically, it's not. Hmm. That's why, like I said, I'm gonna wait for the discount on trade day. Alfred, I'm gonna wait. They're doing a 30%. I'll wait for the four. I mean, is it really a difference? Let me look at trade day real quick. Let me look at it again. So right now they're doing a 30% off, no activation fee. Price is 115 for 50K. So $16 times three. I'll only be saving $48. Mm, mm. I wonder why he thinks that that's going to happen tonight without a pullback. This is gold we're talking about. Hopefully he gets it though. Oh, really? Does TPT have that same rule, Alfred? You know, I'm just trying to run away from that trailing drawdown. You know, that's my worst enemy. You know that trailing drawdown is my kryptonite. You know I'm not going to take profits. You know I'm not going to take no profits. No profits taken. Hey, what's up, Dita? What's up? I mean, dude, it's only I'm only buying the 300K, $30. Dude, these are only $30. Why would you pass that up? It's $30. They rebuild at $30. If I lose these accounts, I'm not buying any new Apex accounts. The only reason why I keep them so long is because they're $30. And if I blow them, it's like, well, shit, it's only $30. If I pass them, I'm waiting for the $90 lifetime. So what? It's only 120 round trip for a $7,500 account. That you can't pass that up. Yeah, Apex is cheap. It's cheap. I'm not gonna be mad about a blown Apex account. I'm gonna be mad. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not gonna be. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad. Obviously, I'll be upset, but I'm not gonna be mad about it. It's only $30. It was only $120. I spent $120 on different things, and I forget about it. But the TPT account, isn't it like what, $300? That's $300 per account. That shit adds up. And what if I don't take a payout? You know that trailing drawdown is my worst enemy. You know I don't take profits. $216. That's still expensive compared to my $30. That's still expensive in comparison. Like I said, if I wasn't paying $30 for these accounts, I won't have Apex. I would have ideally the only accounts that I would have is my straight to funded Tradeify accounts. Ideally, those would be the only accounts that I would have. Yeah, you're definitely true. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. And Dita, how have you been? Glad to have you back on the stream. I mean, we're about to end in about 15 minutes, but glad to have you back. Yeah, and congratulations about that. You got what, $2,600 to go, or $2,100 to go? $2,100. Just don't get payout fever, Alfred. I know that's easier said than done. Don't get payout fever, because especially if you're going to trade Nasdaq. All right, Alfred. Have a good night. Have a good night. Mm. So you got a bunch of stuff that you have to do tomorrow? Yeah, and that's probably when the good price action is going to probably happen tomorrow, Alfred. You know how that shit go. Getting that good price action tomorrow. Oof. Yeah, I'm definitely going to bed after we end the stream tonight. I got to get back into the habit of going to sleep at 10, 11 o'clock because I've been going to bed around like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning and then getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to start my morning routine. I've just gotten to the point of getting used to being tired, to function while being tired. But then feeling energized, it feels like a hell sometimes. It feels like I'm in purgatory. I'm tired and awake at the same time. Or I'm not physically tired, but man, it's just a feeling of being tired. You say you don't wake up until 9 a.m. And I'm assuming that's Eastern time. So when I wake up at 5, it would be 6 o'clock for you. But my internal clock is wired to wake up at that time. I've always, well, let me rephrase that. My mom, I guess, kind of instilled that because we always had to get up early for school and all that other stuff. So waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning is kind of 4, 5 o'clock because me and my brother, I think we used to have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, I think. Yeah, like 4:30. So everybody have enough time to use the bathroom, wash up, get ready for school. So we could be to school at 6 o'clock. Oof. I guess I just never stopped waking up at that time. Yeah, I have no clue what the heck is going on in gold right now. What the heck is going on? Something has had to happen, or you know what? That's probably what's going on. We could have, someone probably could have gotten the FOMC minutes early. It's not like it's unheard of because gold is making a parabolic move for no reason. There is no news that came out that would explain the move. So this could be the reaction to the FOMC minutes that is going to be released later on today or tomorrow. Yeah, so we got the FOMC minutes being released. We have a bunch of Fed speakers talking tomorrow. Fed Crash Kari, Fed Bar. So we have Fed speakers right after the FOMC minutes. And then on Thursday, we actually this must have been Fed week this week. We have a lot of Fed speakers this week. I didn't realize that. We have a lot of Fed speakers this week. Man, are you gonna cry about it? Mm-mm. I guess we can kind of just let that go. Mm. Well, guess it is about that time, isn't it? Mm. All right. The initial sweep. Initial break. It wasn't clean, so I'd say it was dirty. If we didn't have this data, I wouldn't have believed you if you told me that the Bears was actually breaking structure to the downside. I wouldn't have believed you if he wasn't taking this data down. It seems like the Bears are actually, I mean, obviously we're getting more breaks to the upside, but lately the Bears have been stepping up. We have seen we are seeing some strong moves to the downside. I would agree. I would say that the Bears are stepping up a little bit more, but I still wouldn't bet my house on a short. Even in a downtrend, I would still feel more comfortable going long. Even in a downtrend. So a move like this in gold, this is a move, a news move, and I really believe that someone got a hold of the FOMC minutes. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing this strong move that, for whatever reason, is not pulling back. The Bears aren't able to short this thing. And then when it's New York, or come New York, we're going to see an unstoppable pullback coming back down. So, uh, we'll see what happens with gold. Obviously, we're going to, take the best trades possible in gold, but I'm not going to be so aggressive on the long side unless I get indication to do so. So, yeah. But all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I appreciate everybody that joined tonight. I will definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we will definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. With that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.